Let's go over to Jacqueline Quinn, who's in Ascension Parish. She was talking with the sheriff there. She's in a neighborhood where they have seen a lot of damage, and it does look like a tornado hit that area, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. In Galvez, this is Beach Street. It crosses or it intersects with Rustling Oak there. And we are seeing a lot of these down trees, large trees that were knocked over. This right here, there was a power pole that was just knocked right over here. And you see it took with it some of the tree limbs to a very large tree. It's a lot like this all up and down the street. And people are right now just trying to clean up, cutting up some of the limbs. This is Cassie Harper. This is her home right now. And Cassie, we're going to take a walk over there. But tell me, where were you and just what happened?
Well, I brought my dog to the vet this morning, pulled in the driveway, and it was just storming, just your average storm. My phone was going off, a tornado warning, but that always happens and tornadoes never come. I got out of the truck and got to about that first pole right there and couldn't see it anymore. I looked back and the trees were literally touching the ground. I was digging for my key, trying to get in. And once I got my key, the wind was blowing all the brush and I couldn't even see to get it in. Well, then my back door busted open, so my front door busted open, and it just sucked me through. And then just the roof started falling from there. And my husband was in bed, and he was coming down the hallway screaming for me, and I'm screaming for him. Luckily, my children weren't here. I brought them to daycare early today, so because my son would have been pretty damaged.
So I know it's a little dark in there, but I do want you to just walk us through a little bit. Now, you were talking about where you were standing. You had apparently come over here by this door here, right? So you were actually trying to open the door, and then you just said that you couldn't even see. And walk me through,
I was trying to get it out of my key out of my purse, and then once I got it, I literally could not see to even put it in the lock. This was blowing all up against me, and then the door just busted open.
And then what's the damage that you saw inside?
I came in, and as soon as I came in, this whole roof fell.
And so you would say that this is completely damaged inside right now, right?
Yes. The attic was already busted through. Jeffrey was coming down the hallway towards me. We went into the extra room, which was the safest area because it wasn't damaged. I immediately called the daycare. Made sure my kids were okay, and they are. They were totally fine. Thank God.
How long did it last? How long did it feel?
Minutes. I mean, maybe 3 minutes. It just happened so quick. It was crazy. Once we were inside, I panicked. I just fell to my knees in the main room. And once I saw that he was okay and I was okay, my kids were okay, I was like, all right, we got to get out of the house. We went outside. It was still windy, so we came back in. My neighbors, she has 2 kids there staying for the summer, and I heard kids screaming. So I'm climbing through brush. We're getting kids out of houses and putting them in my shed so where they're safe. I mean, it was horrible.
And Steve is actually showing people where your son actually sleeps, and he just happens to be, he's just at daycare, right?
He had
summer.
Yes, at summer camp, he had a field trip early this morning, so I actually woke him up early and brought him early. And you can see, that's his bed, the LSU, and it would have landed right on him.
These are the beams from the home and tree limbs also in this room, right?
Yes. You can see the tree directly right there.
Well, I'm so sorry this happened, but, this is really fortunate that your kids were not home, so really that's one good thing.
A blessing, because my daughter's roof did not fall until later. We had just gotten her clothes and her dresser and her bed out, and the whole roof fell.
Now this is where your husband was. It was just in the room next door. I know it's a little dark there, but this one wasn't so damaged, but he was just here when this actually happened.
Yes, he was actually, I left here to go to the vet, and he was sleeping. And he got woke up to me screaming and banging coming through the front door, and he was coming down the hallway he couldn't even see inside. He was holding his hands and just trying to look. And then we grabbed each other and went to the safest place in the house.
So I know other neighbors are affected, and so you are trying to, let me just walk out here so you don't get stuck. You're getting help, or you're going to be staying with family right now?
We're actually going to be staying with family for a while. The insurance adjuster is on the way out to try to get the tree off the house. They say we can't do anything until we get the tree off the house, and I don't know how that's going to work.
Where was that large tree? It was actually,
then-
it came back. It came from back here, right?
Yes.
Because we're seeing, yeah, we're seeing the trees up here. It's kind of like on top of the roof. And this is actually part of the roofing. But we're probably going to walk you out here, and you can see the path of that tree when it fell over.
Yes.
How it hit everything.
And this door was right here, and it blew the whole door with the frame out. And I think they created the suction to pull that front door and pull me in, thankfully. So this is the room we came to because it was safe in here and there was no damage. And I
You just hunkered down in the corner there.
literally dropped to my knees and got on my phone and called the daycare, and I was screaming, "Where are my kids? Where? This is Elena's mom, Caden's mom." And they're like, "We're fine. We are fine. What's going on?" I said, "A tornado just ripped through our house."
And now the last time you guys were pretty close too, because apparently a tornado had somehow impacted your neighbor's house here. So you're kind of very close here, and that was recently. That was a year ago.
Yeah, and it just did it damaged 2 of our fence boards, but they lost the whole half of their roof.
So pretty close
Last
last
time.
time, but this time, unfortunately.
Yeah, this time it got everyone pretty good.
Now, what's back here? Just it's just like a brush area. Is that right?
Yes, it was a yard.
Okay.
This tree right here, it had a little bit of a rotten side, but it wasn't enough to cut down. The insurance people had us cut down one of the trees before because it was rotten, but they said that one was okay. And that's the one that took the whole house out.
Wow, I'm so glad that no one was hurt, knowing that your husband was home at the time and your kids just happened to be at daycare today, because I know it's
Yes,
summer, so
yes.
they were just out. It was a day camp. No, this is really, it's just breathtaking to see this, because that is a really large tree. It's a really
It's
big
a
tree.
huge tree.
Yeah, it's been there for some time.
I mean, I never thought that tree would come out of the ground or the wind would be strong enough to just snap it in half like that.
Yeah, it's caused a lot of damage. It's to your kids' room, your living room, living space
We were
there.
able to salvage a lot of stuff, a lot of my children's stuff. My son mainly lost everything, but his clothing.
Did you have a plan? Do you have some things gathered? Is that part of living out here sometimes, knowing that we have bad weather?
Yeah, we're never really prepared for it. You just kind of prepare as it comes, which lesson learned. But like I said, you never think it's going to happen. So thankfully we were able to salvage what we could, and now we just kind of go from here.
All right, Cassie, I'm going to check back in on you. I'm really sorry this happened to you, but thank you for talking to us.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you. Eric, if you have any questions.
Jacqueline, that was just a chilling account to see how fast that can happen, and to be able to walk through and show all that, and then just how it sucked her through the door. Just a chilling account to see all that damage. And Dave, this is